Your host, Jay the Black. Salute to everybody that's here. Shout out to the moderators, the channel members, the people that hate watch me, the Patreons, the people that have bought shirts for me, that share the content. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all. We're going to talk about this Freaknik thing that has gone viral on social media. Again, make sure y'all like the stream. This Freaknik thing has gone viral. Everybody's talking about it. Not everybody, but there's a lot of people online who are unhappy. And I'm starting to see people talking about MeTooing from the 90s. Right? You know, just imagine where all of us was in the 90s. You know, I was a youngster in like 94, especially. I was like, what, 5? So I can't say that I knew of any Freakniks. But I'm pretty sure that people like, you know, older relatives, aunts and uncles may have attended. Maybe some of your parents have. But yeah, man, it is. It's a lot of women. It's some males as well. You got some males who are gleefully trying to Me Too men from the 90s. That's how it works. You know, you got your women, and then you have these males, these fatherless males, who at any opportunity that they get, they're willing to throw a man under the bus, especially a black man. And we're going to get into this. Freaknik. This was the thing to do in the 90s, right? But this specific documentary is about the 94 one. I don't know. Maybe the 94 one was like the most infamous one. Maybe that's why they're doing this, and I'm going to get into the article of this. But let's see who's here. Let me shout out the people here in the chat room. Slim South, Steven, Matthew, Thomas, King Bolo, Charm, Sydney, the Gaming Foodie, Atad, Black Rain, Obi, Eric Brown, got 2 Erics, JB, Obadiah, Black and Blue TV, Fezzik, I'm Him, Rising, Animator, Brian Turner, Kathy, Chris, Wood 2K. Yeah, man, I'm seeing a lot of aunties and, you know, their bastard kids online trying to use this as an opportunity to say, listen, those men forced those women to do it. Ain't nobody forced them women to do nothing. Ain't nobody forced those women to do nothing. What's up, Nick? Being from Georgia, the OGs told me about the golden age of Freaknik. I'm pretty sure it was. What's good, Jamie? I'm pretty sure it was a golden age because you see, back then there was no. You see, you know, in a good way, men could be men back in the 90s, and if you know, and women, for the most part, didn't have this feminist bullshit. Now you had feminism, of course, but women and the interactions between men and women was a lot better than it is now. You know, men and women can't even talk to each other, can't even have conversations with each other. Back then, I would say it was a bit easier, right? Surviving Freaknik docs coming. So I'm telling you, man, any opportunity they have to try to what's good, Generalissimo, any opportunity that they have to turn this into a Me Too conversation, they're gonna do it. That's why it's trending on Twitter. You see, what happens is women were very freaky in the 90s. And we're going to get into this. But women were very freaky in the 90s. I'm going to give you an example. This might have been like 99 to 2000, but there's an example I'm going to give y'all that's going to I'm going to wait a little bit, but I really want to get into the fake outrage. A lot of those women went to Atlanta with the express purpose of getting it in. It's no different than spring break. Spring break has become the sanitized version of Freaknik. Go look at what goes on in Myrtle Beach at Bike Week. Bike Week is a tad bit of a sanitized version of Freaknik. Bike Week is damn near on Freaknik level because Bike Week happens every year. It has never gone away. They've tried to stop it. There are people in Myrtle Beach that have tried to stop Black Bike Week because they know what's going on. Well, you're going to have a few shootings. You're going to have some shootings. So I can't say it's all. So Myrtle Beach. Myrtle Beach equals shootings. So we already know this. But it's going to be a lot of other things going on. But Black Bike Week is close to where Freaknik was. It's not really all the way there because it wasn't overly freaky in public, but behind the scenes, it's going down. It's going down. All right. Now, with Freaknik, it was people. It's almost like an all-star weekend, right? But it's a freaky all-star weekend where males and females will engage in certain behaviors, right? They will turn the city into basically into an orgy almost, right? They will turn into an orgy almost. Now, I know in 2023, oh my God, women twerking and busting it open in the streets and having relations with men in the open. Yes. Yes. What's good, B-Fairs? The heifers was freaky. I don't want to hear nothing about no MeTooing. I ain't trying to hear none of that. These women were participating. Listen, your aunties were participating in the acts. Okay, we are not about to sit here and MeToo nobody. All right? We are not about to do that. Right, Steven? People want to act brand new about Freaknik and Black Bike Week. Like, what are you talking about? I'm surprised ain't no documentaries have come out about Black Bike Week, especially in like the early to mid 2000s. I mean, but look at spring break, right? Look at spring break now in Miami. You know how crazy it gets in Miami now because of spring break, especially after the pandemic, things got crazier. You got women who are in full-blown relationships, taking girls' trips to spring break. Listen, if you let your girl take spring break trips with her girlfriends, she's getting her back blown out. Some of you guys are letting your girls go on these girls' trips for spring break. Why she won't take you? Why she just want to be with her girlfriends? You know why? It is because she wants to go and she wants to meet random dudes. And that's her opportunity to do it, is to go on spring break girls trips. And she'll tell you, oh, we've been planning this for like a year and it's just for the girls. They'll use all that, right? And some of you dudes will be like, okay, call me when you get there. You're like, call me when you, what? And you guys are letting your girls go. I'm telling you right now, Freaknik is still happening, but in a lesser capacity in regards to these spring break weekends in South Florida and Black Bike Week is still happening. What do you call it? The CIAA tournament week, right? When they do those tournaments in Charlotte, oh, it's going down. It's going down. because you're having all these people from all these different parts of the country. They're there to have fun. They ain't there to, they all that mask that these women have in their city. Let's say they from I don't know, Cleveland, Ohio, or they're from Arizona or Texas or Pennsylvania, New Jersey, right? Let's say they're from Minnesota. They put on a face, right? They're this way, but when they go on vacation, they get to turn it up a notch. And that's what Freaknik was. Freaknik was a place where women can turn it up a notch. Severa says, Bayou Classic, Mardi Gras, Spring Break, Galveston, Texas, Memorial Day in Miami. Never did Freaknik. A little before my time, but they had some great black parties back in the day. I'm sure they probably still have them now. Minus the shootings, because you have all these people, especially a lot of these black people converging. There's going to be some shootings. There's going to be some fights, and there's going to be some shootings. But let me tell you a story. I saw a DVD of Luther Campbell, right? Because he's the one, I think, producing this Freaknik documentary. There was a guy like Luther Campbell, right? And he was on stage. This was probably 2000 because Ray Lewis was there. And I don't know, this was like one of those DVDs back in the days, right? I saw this DVD in the early 2000s. Luke, or somebody with Luke, offered a woman in the audience money. I cannot think of how much it was. It was either $100 or $300 or something like that, or $1,000. I'm not sure. To get on stage in front of all these people, because they're on stage, and give a man sloppy toppy. This was like in 2000, I believe. I think it was right after the Ravens won the Super Bowl. And guess what? There was a woman who gladly went on stage and performed the act. Hold on. I don't know what sound is. Hold on. Sorry about that. One of these videos randomly started playing on my tablet over there. Just very randomly. It's almost like they're like, don't say nothing. What are you doing? But anyway, yeah, I don't know if y'all seen that. Yeah, it was a 2 Live Crew. This was around 2000. It was Luther Campbell something. And the girl got on stage and gave that guy that sloppy toppy. And the crazy, I don't want to get the details, but she tried to clown him for not being at full capacity. She tried to clown him because he wasn't at full capacity. And then she got on the mic and said, because I guess he tried to diss her, and she said that she don't care. She got her money. You know what I'm saying? I think it was $1,000 he may have offered her. And she got on the mic like, I don't care, because he was trying to diss her because she was telling him that he couldn't get at full capacity. And yeah. And she says she don't care. She got her G. That's what she said. I'm telling you right now, man, these women are not being forced to do shit. We have to stop with this narrative that women are out here being forced. We are not going to do that. No, we are not. We are not going to do that. Eric Brown said, I seen that, Jay. I'll tell you, what won't they do for a little bit of money? Or a lot of money. I mean, it depends, right? But to them, I guess to Luke, you know, it wasn't a big deal to him. But that just shows you, what women are willing to do when they do Freaknik, and now all of a sudden, because they realize they're going to get exposed. Because some of your aunties, there are women who are probably married with families. They probably have corporate jobs. They might be educators. Their past is about to come back and haunt them. So what they want to do is they want to act like they were being forced. We are not going to push that narrative today. As a matter of fact, let's show this article. Because, you know, people want to start acting like they're victims. Oh, nope, we're not going to play that. We are not going to play that. Okay, let's get into this article here. Look at what this Yahoo article says. It says Freaknik aunties are shook after the footage will be shown in upcoming documentary. Let's see. People who attend Freaknik are already bracing for impact after Hulu announced a documentary about the infamous event is in the works. A release date has not been revealed yet, but more than just attendees are anticipating what the project footage would reveal. And they are in good company. Even their children and those who have heard the legends of the event's later raunchy years of hilarious, fearful of family members, raunchy Tootsie Rolls being broadcast to the world. As previously reported by Revolt, Freaknik, the wildest party never told, boasts a host of producers, including Jermaine Dupri and Uncle Luke. The latter has long been heralded for helping to launch Freaknik, as his music served as a soundtrack setting the tone for citywide party throughout the 90s. The streaming giant describes the production as a look back at the rise and fall of a small Atlanta HBCU picnic that exploded into a potential street party and spotlighted ATL as a major cultural stage. The event ultimately gained unprecedented popularity, drawing people from all over the country to the city. As the attendance grew, so did the antics that Freaknik has become most known for. A TikTok user by the name of Tina said that she attended multiple years, including 94 at its peak. And this is the video here. I'll let her tell you in her own words about attending one of these Freakniks.
Y'all, I don't know. We might be in trouble. Did y'all see Hulu is about to release a documentary about 94 Freaknik? Yes. 1994 Freaknik. Yes. They are about to release a documentary. So, I'm just, now I've been to several Freakniks. 94 was one that I attended.
So she might definitely be on some of that footage. You know what I'm saying? She said she attended multiple. And guess what? Ain't nobody forced her to go.
I'm just praying that Jesus be a fence. I'm praying that Jesus just be a big, tall privacy fence. That's my prayer. This Easter, this Good Friday. That's my prayer. So, I will say this though. Like when they would bring out those video cameras and start recording, I immediately removed myself from the, that situation. I never ever was okay with being recorded out there. So hopefully that worked to my benefit, but you never know. So the only thing I got is, if you see your girl in the documentary, hey man, at least.
Yeah, man. She says she hoping to get a defense shield. She's hoping that, she ain't seen. But listen, man, they had the camcorders. Those camcorders, damn near everybody that went had a camcorder, man. They was recording everything.
I'm fully clothed. At least all my clothes is on.
And putting them on tapes. because DVDs wasn't as useful then, right? So you had to put them on tapes, right?
That's all I got. That's the best I got. But yeah, y'all, they about to put our business out in the street. Some of us might be on TV. So get your parental controls together. And I don't know, y'all. I don't know.
Now you see why they're upset. Now you see why they're feeling the heat. And they're like, listen, we got to do something. Now, at least she's being honest and she's not being fake and trying to act like she's a victim. She chose to go. She said she wasn't cool with being recorded, which is fine, right? But this is the 90s. I don't think people were seeking consent about the, recording people, right? But at least she's being honest and saying this. But yes, she's nervous. She's very nervous because these people have built up a image of themselves. Again, make sure y'all like the stream. You see, she and other women have built up this image of themselves. An image that is not real. Now, she might be a nice person, but you got all these women who probably talk crazy, act like they're this and that, but then you're twerking for a group of men. You're getting it on. Like somebody sent me a picture to my email right before I went live of a Freaknik situation where it looked like a police officer, was, in the cheeks or, spreading the cheeks of this one female. And I saw a meme, right? The crazy thing, I saw that as a meme. Somebody had responded to that post and told them to take that down because that was their mother. This chick getting her cheek spread by this dude. Come to find out her daughter's on Twitter telling the person to take it down. See, this is what's going on out here. Some of y'all mamas out here, man, your mamas, your aunts out here doing some freaky stuff. And then the children have to suffer for that because the children are on Twitter, fighting, windmilling, right? Trying to throw virtual hands because their mama was out there twerking. Well, it wasn't really twerking then, but out here going full slore at Freaknik. And the children who are adults now, they have to get on social media and defend their parents. But in that photo, I'm telling y'all about the chick getting her cheek spread. She was smiling. She didn't look distressed. She didn't look distressed to me. I saw no distress in her face. All right.
Y'all, I don't know. We might be in trouble. Did y'all see Hulu is about to release a documentary about 94 Freaknik? Yes. 1994 Freaknik. Yes. They are about to release a documentary. So, I've been to several Freakniks. 94 was one that I attended. So I'm just praying that Jesus be a fence. I'm praying that Jesus just be a big, tall privacy fence.
CC says she's hoping the Lord can shield her from what could be possibly on the footage. Shout out to Obi Trice. Hold on, let me make sure I have this working properly. He said the truth is being revealed and they want to hide it. Absolutely. Because you got a lot of these women who are, they act a certain way. They try to portray themselves a certain way. But in reality, they're no different than the rest of these heifers. That's why some of them will defend the behavior. Y'all see these women, these Gen X women, trying to defend the behavior of these women today. It's because they understand it.
That's my prayer this Easter, this Good Friday. That's my prayer. So, I will say this though. I will say this, like when they would bring out those video cameras and start recording, I immediately removed myself from the, that situation. I never, ever, was okay with being recorded out there.
Y'all see that? You heard what she said? She says when the video camera started rolling, she removed herself from the situation. So a lot of those women could remove themselves from the situation, but they didn't do it. They didn't do it.
So hopefully that worked to my benefit, but you never know. You never know. So the only thing I got is if you see your girl in the documentary, hey man, at least I'm fully clothed. At least all my clothes is on. That's all I got.
That's what she's saying. That's what she's saying. Shout out to Gerald. Says like the stream. Shout out to Caleb as well.
1994 was my birth year, and man, there was a lot going on that year.
Yeah, it was. Wasn't 94 was a crazy year. 94 was a crazy year. Appreciate that, man. It was a lot going on. Absolutely. Absolutely. But she's saying she was clothed. She ain't been out here doing nothing, because she probably was doing more behind the scenes. Because just because there weren't women doing things outwardly doesn't mean they weren't participating in those, orgies behind the scenes.
That's the best I got. But yeah, y'all, they about to put our business out in the street. Some of us might be on TV. So get your parental controls together. And I don't know, y'all. I don't know.
Yeah, some of y'all been out here perpetrating fraud. Y'all been out here. Some of y'all women had husbands and y'all went to Freaknik. That's what y'all don't want to be exposed. Y'all had boyfriends and husbands who you left at home so you can go to Freaknik with your girlfriends, and they're going to find out that you were out there getting it in when they weren't there. That's what a lot of those women don't want exposed. They don't want to expose who they truly are because they've been living a lie. They've been faking it, right? Shout out to MELTDOWN, Jaye. Appreciate that. Shout out to Obi. Said, Jaye, do you think she was thinking about the Lord when she was there? Absolutely not. You see, they only think about the Lord when they done the act. That's the only time they care about the Lord, is when they've done that act. When they've done that act, that's when they want to bring God and religion into it, right? Let's see. Some of y'all mamas and daddies were on video doing the bankhead bounce and the Tootsie Roll on top of cars at Freaknik ATL in 1994 with Daisy Dukes on. But now they're online quoting scriptures and talking about modesty. I mean, a lot of that's going on. I can see a lot of that going on.
Jaye, do you think she was thinking about the Lord when she was there?
Oh, no. She was thinking about meeting up. That's what she was thinking about, man. She was thinking about finding something to do. Let's see. She was, you know what I'm saying? She was thinking about having fun with her girls. She got to have fun. You know what I'm saying? They don't want no boring. They don't want to be bored. It says, I know people change, and there's nothing wrong with growing and evolving as a person. It is just annoying when some get on their high horse, judging people or a generation for doing the same things they did. Yeah, and a lot of that goes on, unfortunately. It says, about to be a lot of divorces when that Freaknik doc drop. A couple of pastors gonna have to step down from the pulpit too. Come on, man. Listen, man. A lot of these people who they've done like a 180 in their life. maybe they've changed, maybe they haven't. Who knows? But all I know is there's people freaking out about this documentary because they basically have been portraying themselves as one thing when they were something else. Tariq Nasheed says the Freaknik aunties praying that Hulu documentary of the 94 Freaknik doesn't have old footage of them box popping on top of a Honda Civic. Well, unfortunately for them, it is. Okay. Unfortunately, it is. All right. Hulu announces Freaknik the Wildest Party Never Told documentary chronicling how the notorious event came to prominence and its demise. As someone who was a college student in the 90s, I say let sleeping dogs lie. There's no need to pull out those VHS recordings of Freaknik. And if my family sees a young woman that resembles me, it was just a look-alike. That's what they're going to say. Man, listen, if you know a woman, if you've dated a woman or you're dating a woman currently who was in college in the 90s, in the mid 90s in Atlanta, I'll tell you right now, man, I know some people, and some of you dudes as well. You got some of these guys, like they said, they're pastoring churches right now, but they was out here getting in, just recording. They probably got those same VHS tapes in their basement somewhere, They probably still got those VHS tapes, probably in a storage, right? Still got the same camcorder. Me watching a Freaknik documentary.
I know that ain't who I think it
is. I know y'all want to lump us millennials into that Freaknik doc. Better go holler at your mama about it because we weren't there. No, we weren't. Even though I say millennials, especially millennial women, are some of the worst. That don't mean they were at Freaknik. It's all on you Gen Xers, you young, even the boomers were there. You probably have some boomers there too. You probably have some grannies at the Freaknik as well. It wasn't just young people. You probably had some of the grannies over there at Freaknik. You know what I'm saying? Some of y'all granddaddies was there. Not just your parents there, your granddaddies was there. Grandmamas was there. Imagine somebody seeing their grandmother, doing the bankhead bounce or the Tootsie Roll, or shaking her assets on a Honda or a Hyundai. Just imagine, I see Hulu is going to have a documentary about Freaknik. I bet it's a lot of shook ones who are praying they aren't on film cutting up. Now, I'm glad I'm not old enough to have been a part of that scene. So it says, I'll be watching very carefully to finally prove that dude cheated on me at Freaknik in 96 when he swore he ain't even go. Yeah, man. Some of y'all pops was probably at Freaknik with his camcorder, recording, dancing with women while your mom was at home. Man, we might see some divorces off this. Let's see. I told my mom and she said she won't be watching or talking about it. What the hell you was doing at Freaknik, Wanda? She don't want to watch it because she was probably there. Everybody between 45 and 55 after hearing about this Freaknik documentary with never before seen footage. Because, they're about to include some stuff that y'all ain't even seen yet. You know what I'm saying? There are stuff that y'all ain't even seen yet that y'all gonna be privy to. Man, it's about to be crazy out here, man. Again, make sure y'all like the stream. It's about to get crazy out here. Yeah, the Gen X was about to get it, man. Oh man, Gen Xers are going to be getting cooked. Yeah, they had the big old RCA camcorders. As a matter of fact, I have a picture of one of the camcorders. I have a picture of one of the camcorders I got, and they're exchanging. Check this picture out. Y'all see this picture? You see how, do you see there's two different cars, right? You got these two guys, and you got they got the lady who looks like she's about to get, no, I guess the brother's about to grab the camera. But those were the cameras that one of your uncles probably got in his storage, one of those big old camcorders. And as you can see, it's about to be a party. Yeah, he's exchanging. See, one guy, he's in a car full of women, and this other guy, he's got his girl or girls, right? And they're exchanging cameras because they're about to do some crazy shit. So a lot of that, they got footage that we ain't even seen yet. Because I've seen footage of Freaknik and a couple of Freakniks, but not all of them, right? And I can only imagine what they haven't shown yet. Like, seriously, what have they not shown yet that they're going to show? Right? What they going to show? I'm telling you right now, man, we about to get some interviews. Oh, Lord. Some of y'all aunties and uncles about to be doing interviews, man. They don't do documentaries without interviews. So we're definitely going to see some question and answers going on here, man. It's crazy, man. These Gen Xers are about to get cooked. And these boomers. I told y'all some grannies was probably there too. Man, people say it was a different time. And it probably was. It probably was. But those same people are still around. You know? And life might be just a little bit different. Who knows? Shout out to Obi Trice. It was on the news that the health department and the local clinics were packed with people with STDs. Wow. I can believe that. Because they weren't wearing no condoms. They were just out here just screwing this person, that person, that person.
It was on the news that the health department and the local clinics were packed with people there with STDs.
Appreciate that. Wow. I can definitely believe that. Shout out to Caleb Douglas.
RIP to Generation X Tears of Joy.
Appreciate that. Shout out to is it Gab? Appreciate that, man. So the outrage. Y'all know there's gonna be outrage. Y'all know that, there are people who are going to be unhappy about this documentary dropping. The only people who are upset, yeah, the 90s were wild, but the 90s were cool and it was wild at the same time. Because we didn't have all this woke bullshit. People could be people. You know what I'm saying? It was just a different time. It was. Right? What's good, poetry and prophecies? Yeah, it was. I believe there was a lot of kids born from Freaknik too. A lot of kids born in 95 were probably from Freaknik, especially in the South. Gen X were between 20 and 27 back in 94. Yeah, and they were partaking in a lot of that. They were partaking in a lot of that, and now they want to silence and they want to shame, right? Let's see if I can find another article, because they're talking about these Gen Xers. Yeah, you have some boomers in there as well, but mainly a lot of these Gen Xers were down there. Let's see. Hold up. Let's see. Okay, let me pull this article. Because people wouldn't be upset if it was a lie. They know they're gonna be, they're gonna be interviewed. I'm pretty sure interviews went on, and a lot of these people are on camera, and they were talking about how much fun they were having. You can't do a documentary without people being interviewed. People are going to be interviewed. These same people that say, oh, I'm not going to watch it, this and that. It is because they know that they were on camera and they were speaking about their experiences in Freaknik. Let's see. Oh, that's not showing up. And move on. So that's the only reason why they would be, outraged and upset. Shout out to Gab again. Appreciate that, man. That's the only reason why I would see that they would be, outraged, is because they know it's true. It's gonna be put out here. The facade that they have had is going to be gone. I bet you there was a lot of cheating that went on, and they don't want that to be put out there. They want to pretend like it didn't happen. It was a phase, right? But it did happen, right? This was a time in history that you just you'll never have again. You'll never have something like this happen. Okay, let's see. All right. I'll put this on screen. It's the Daily Mail article. All right, this is just some of the images from Freaknik, as you can see. I freaked at Atlanta Freaknik 94. Oh, man. They have her on there again. You can see there. This is what was going on, man. This was your peoples right here. This was your peoples. Fathers, mothers, aunties, grandmothers. This is what they was doing. This is what they was doing out here, man. All in the streets. Look at this. Police officers sitting around. By the way, you could tell it's the 90s by the hairstyles. Like, look at the hairstyles on these women. You could tell it's the 90s. Not a lot of weave, and, I will say that, ain't a lot of purple and red, and that's the one thing about the 90s, that the women, the black women, actually look like black women. You know what I'm saying? Nowadays, black women don't want to look like black women anymore. Like, they really don't. They want to look like everything else except for a black woman. Yeah, the fun auntie. Right, that free-spirited auntie, she probably the most likely to definitely have been to multiple Freakniks, right? But this was back when a lot of these women actually, again, looked like black women. Now, these women want to look like they got all this makeup. They're lightening their skin for what? Because you hate yourself? You hate yourself? Can you tell me why you hate yourself? Oh, I know. It's because you've been indoctrinated and you have been taught to hate yourself. Shout out to Greatness 81.
Might be a lot of paternity fraud exposed from this documentary. Ha ha ha.
Yeah.
Folks are gonna find out who their real daddies are.
Right. Because some of these women got pregnant, I believe, from Freaknik, and they don't even know who the father is. You know what I'm saying? The man who you say is the father, he's a dark complected brother. The child is lighter complected. And then you look at this documentary and you see her dancing with lighter complected guy. You say to yourself, what happened? I'm just joking, but seriously, I would not be shocked at all. I would not be shocked at all. Would not be shocked if there was some unplanned pregnancies that happened during this time, because ain't nobody was wearing condoms like that. I believe. But again, I don't think these women were forced to do anything. Let's just stop that narrative. There are women who say they went to multiple Freakniks. You don't go to multiple Freakniks if you're being forced to engage in behaviors. But they want to push this narrative of being forced. These women were, look at the women, they were forced. They got this one video they keep that they keep trending on Twitter, right? That they keep sharing on Twitter, which is a video is probably totally out of context. But they want to act like these women are forced. These women are not being forced. Let's just stop this. Like, seriously, just stop this. Some of y'all daddies are not really your father. Let's see. And she put her 90s picture up too. Damn. This is I believe this is her here. And this is a picture from her. This is her now. But I guess this was her back in the early 90s. And she put her picture up. Of how she looked in the 90s. Man, she probably wants to be seen in a documentary. You know what I'm saying? Say Gen X is about to go down. Say hide your kids, hide your wife, husband. Oh Lord, so I'm clutching my pearls right now. I was at Freaknik in 94. As long as they don't do the 96 of good. Oh, they gonna do it. They're gonna do a part 2. They're gonna do a part 2. Hulu wrong for this. He says, girl, better not be in it. Says, I am safe from the documentary. Says, I'm praying for you, sis. My aunt and my mom are clutching their pearls. Lucky I was there in 93. Yo, so many of y'all in trouble, I remember it. Gen X shaking in their boots. I'm definitely looking. I want to see what y'all was doing while I was in kindergarten. This is honestly the funniest video I've ever seen. Can see the fear in your eyes, but I hope they don't get you in there. Says, let me go tell my mama to see if she got anything she want to say before I view. It says, why is this necessary? Says, I'm safe. I was at 95. Y'all see this? I'm already calling my congressman to stop this. We need to protect the children. Says, it's about to go down. Says, mama had a life too. And you got this person from TikTok that says, me calling the producers of this damn Freaknik documentary to let them know this is not funny. Delete all my footage now. So I guess she was there. She probably knows she's going to be on video. She probably knows. Yeah, Freaknik was the original OnlyFans. She probably knows she's going to be there on video. That's why she recording the video in shades, man. Come on, man. She says, dear Hulu, mind your business. Says, no, for real, drop that ish. We have fun, baby. So she say, drop it. She said, drop it. She said, drop it. She said she had fun. She's saying that she had fun. What's up, Bronx? She's saying that she had fun at the Freaknik 94. She said, drop it. And it's interesting. She got a tattoo on her chest, you know. Says, when I'm watching Freaknik 94 on Hulu and I see my daddy. Caramel Vanilla Swirl. I don't even want to imagine what that page is like. Let's see. Freaknik documentary. Okay, let me play this video. Is she really calling the producers? Don't tell me. It says Dr. Tiffany Hall. So she's a doctor. So she's a doctor. She's a doctor. So I swear if I catch my mama or my aunties on there twerking Oh, I'm coming for y'all's next. Another TikToker named Destiny stated. But that you're gonna see them doing a whole lot more than twerking. You're gonna see them. You're gonna see them doing a whole lot more than twerking. Tupac was there in '93. Yeah, man. Listen, they're gonna fight. They're gonna fight to try to stop this. They already trying to stop this documentary. That's why I say, keep the pressure up. No, keep moving forward with this documentary. It needs to be seen. We need it. What's good, Derek? Drunk Man was good. Shout out to the members. Shout out to the members of the channel. Make sure y'all click that join button to join the channel for other exclusives. Right? What I want to know from everybody is this documentary gonna change anything? Too Short was there in '93 or '94. If he was there in '94, I know it's gonna be crazy. Braun says I was a freshman in high school in '93. Well, it looks like to me that there was a lot of these women, and probably some guys as well, maybe more so women, that feel like this is going to change people's perspective of them. But you see, it already happened. This documentary has already happened. So there's nothing you can change. It happened already. Maybe there are people maybe in this '94 documentary that maybe didn't attend another one. Or there were probably people who went every year. But it really doesn't change anything. It happened already. Did they learn from it? That's the thing that you got to look for. Did a person actually go there and do that and their life changed? Did they go in a different direction? Did they find God? This documentary could be very sanitized. This could be a very sanitized documentary. You might not even see that much in it. Right. You saw I thought the past didn't matter. Well, the past definitely matters. And they don't want this documentary shown, and they're going to fight it. They're talking about getting they're trying to get women who are in politics. They're trying to get like judges involved. Right? They should do a documentary on Black Bike Week. It might be more compelling. Because I think Black Bike Week has gone on the radar for a very long time. But to me, this was something that happened that you probably won't see again. They try to bring Freaknik back, but I mean, would you really want to go to a Freaknik in 2023 in Atlanta? Who want to go to a Freaknik in Atlanta in 2023? I would say that would be a no. That would be a no. You say you're watching 95 Freaknik on YouTube right now. It's a lot of those videos on YouTube, man. That's the thing. Like, a lot of that footage might already be out there. A lot of that footage might be already out there. So people might just be worrying for no reason. But to me, I think this is going to be more interview based. I think you're going to have a lot of people on camera doing interviews and may have forgotten about it. Right? That's what you may see. Yeah, they're trying to bring Freaknik back, and I'm like, no. If you're gonna do Freaknik, you need to take it out of Atlanta. And again, I'm not promoting it. I'm not gonna promote it. But I'm just saying, you don't want to do a Freaknik in Atlanta. I'm just saying. Anywhere but there. We not trying to do Freaknik in Atlanta. Listen, you know what's crazy? There was a mini Freaknik for the All-Star game in Atlanta. Do y'all remember a couple of years ago when they had the NBA All-Star game and you had women literally leaving their boyfriends just to go to Atlanta for the for All-Star weekend, and also you had women in U-Hauls. They were literally sleeping in U-Hauls. It wasn't just women, but you had people sleeping in U-Hauls because they couldn't get a room, and the women were selling themselves out the back of the U-Haul. And I'm sure that it is not cheap to rent a U-Haul, but they need to do a documentary on the NBA All-Star weekend. I believe it was 2021. It might have been 2021. Y'all remember that? I mean, that was crazy, right? Like they need to do a documentary on that All-Star weekend. They definitely need to do a documentary about that. I mean, the crazy stories that we heard and visuals that we saw, because I did a video on it. Women talking about leaving their boyfriends to go to Atlanta for the All-Star game. It was crazy. And y'all know we had just had COVID, so everybody was locked down. And once everybody was able to get from lockdown, they went crazy. They went crazy. So Atlanta, for a short time, became Freaknik again. But it was just the NBA All-Star weekend.
Why no freaking in Atlanta anymore?
I'm not quite sure, but they're going to get into it with a documentary. But I think that they just decided to stop it. You know, too much, I guess it was too much heterosexual activity. Too much heterosexual activity. I'm a Yaz the Stallion. Oh man, yeah. We need a documentary on that weekend, man. The stories, the things that went on. And I just want people to understand, like, this stuff happened, and a lot of people who are probably been trying to hide that part of their life and themselves. Now it's going to be put in the forefront, and they don't like that, and they're trying to create narratives about how all these women were assaulted. They did things against their will. What about the women that with their boyfriends? Like, seriously. Like, they're trying to create narratives out of nowhere. Shout out to Charles D. Curry.
Man, we had stories from Texas. I said OMG. They was down there. Open mouth smile, open mouth smile.
Appreciate that. I'm sure y'all got stories. I'm sure that y'all got stories, man. From wherever you are, whether it's Texas, California, Georgia, Florida. But you know, Freaknik still lives on. Freaknik lives on. Talking about the Kappa Beach Party in Texas. Well, you know, again, Freaknik lives on. It lives on in Black Bike Week, Spring Break Miami. It lives on. It's just not in the capacity that it did. But a lot of those stuff is still going on, man. So it's a lot going on, man. You know? So do the same for White Spring Break. I bet the selective exposure will be controlled. Well, is there a white Freaknik that I didn't know about? And I think the media talks about white people in spring break, especially in Florida, a lot. You know what I'm saying? especially when we just got out of COVID. Look at all these people on the beach. Oh my God. There's a lot of white people on the beach. $92 Dolo. I'm sure that happened. I'm not saying it didn't. But for this specific 94 documentary, shout out to Swing Out. They're trying to use what may have happened in other situations and try to put it all onto this documentary. It's Howdy Jay in chat. Just don't come to Texas. Appreciate that, man. Severa says there is a white Freaknik. It's called Spring Break. Yeah, white people be getting it in on Spring Break, man. They be getting it in on Spring Break. So they should open the lines and let older people. I get a few more super chats. I open the phone lines. But salute to everybody that's here. Shout out to y'all. Make sure y'all like the stream. But yeah, man, this Freaknik thing is it's taking on a mind of its own, man. And listen, if you ain't did nothing, you ain't got nothing to worry about. I think people are making a big deal out of it because they know that they're going to be exposed in one way or the other. Let's see. Kimberly Elise, Kadada Jones, Trina, and Yolanda Adams. Yolanda Adams. Oh, no. Is that the Yolanda Adams I think it is? Hold up. Wow. Hold up. Don't tell me Yolanda Adams, the singer, the gospel singer, was at Freaknik. No, don't say that, man. Don't say the gospel singer Yolanda Adams was at Freaknik. Maybe y'all could correct me if I'm wrong. Let me show this. Have y'all seen this? Have y'all seen this picture? It says, man, Yolanda Adams being at Freaknik is wild. We are taking Stellar Award winner, Bobby Jones Gospel alumni, Holy Ghost, Yolanda Adams. Sheesh. Yo, what's going on here, man? Yo, I don't know if y'all can see it. Maybe y'all can't see it. Let's see. It says the Freaknik 95 in Atlanta. From left to right, Kimberly Elise, Kadada Jones, Trina, and Yolanda Adams. Listen. I didn't have to go dig for this. This is on Twitter right now. And I want y'all to understand, this was in 95. When did Yolanda Adams start her music career? When did she start her music career? Did she start her music career in the late 90s? Did she start her career in the late 90s? Hold on. I don't think y'all can see it. Hold up. Can y'all see it? Damn. Hold on. Let me put it on the screen. Now, didn't Yolanda Adams start her music career in like the late 90s? That I know of? It was like the late 90s. Shout out to Swing Out.
I guess you have to get saved after Freaknik.
Wow. Appreciate that. They're saying that's not Yolanda Adams. Hold on, let me go to the comments. It's not Yolanda Adams, y'all. Trina said it wasn't. Y'all chill, but Kimberly Elise, on the other hand. So they're saying that's not her. So I take that back. I take that back. That wasn't her. Scratch that from the records. That's not Yolanda Adams. That's been confirmed. I don't know why people threw her name in there. Maybe that's another Yolanda, but that's not her. It's been confirmed that this is not Yolanda Adams. So I just want to keep that clear. Because that don't even look like her. Yolanda Adams is dark skinned. So I'm like, that can't be her. How's that her? It don't even look like her. Yeah, that's not her. It's been confirmed. It's not her. It's not Yolanda. It's been confirmed. After the Freaknik documentary, a Freaknik documentary, he just proposed to me. What am I gonna do now? You're mad at me about why you were out here popping your thing back in the day. That's DMX's Yolanda. Shout out to Charles again.
Y'all gone mess around die. Messing around with this Freaknik documentary. Open mouth smile. DNT watch cover them children eyes. Open mouth smile, open mouth smile.
Yeah, the children shouldn't be watching this documentary at all. Shouldn't it be on social media? Mama won the Hoochie Mama contest. Is that the first lady of the church? Yep. I don't know if I can play all that. Let's see. Hold on, maybe I can play. This is the 90s, y'all. This is the 90s right here, man. This is the 90s right here. Definitely the 90s right there. I can't play the music for obvious reasons. Mika Michelle says, since Freaknik is trending, let me see. I'm not worried. I was there in 94, but we weren't thought pockets. Once Hulu get done exposing Freaknik, I wonder if they're going to give Girls Gone Wild or MTV Spring Break festivals in Cancun the same energy. They did do that. But you know what they did? You know what? Do you know what this media did? Instead of them doing a documentary on Girls Gone Wild, I think they kind of did one. They went after Joe Francis. Joe Francis is the guy that created Girls Gone Wild. And what they did was they made the white women on Girls Gone Wild, they made the white women the victims. And they said that Joe Francis took advantage of them. I saw a documentary on that when they tried to paint these women as victims and said that Joe Francis manipulated them. I saw that, but in this Freaknik documentary, ain't no victims. I'm not just saying that because I'm saying this because they don't feel like these weren't that y'all are victims. They feel like y'all are participants. But those women who threw Joe Francis under the bus because they decided to lift their shirts up, they chose to because white women are never white women can never make decisions on their own. They're always manipulated, right? And that's what they did. They made those women into victims, even though they chose to do what they did. Let's see. Oh, try not to show too much. But yeah, this stuff I'm saying, this is from what, 98, not 94. And they're trying to MeToo some people on here. They're trying to MeToo some people on here. All right. Okay, this is the video came across. Is there a follow-up?
Freaknik and Black College reunion were fire. Jaye.
Appreciate that, 92 Dolo. I'm sure it was. Shout out to Linnell. Somebody said Linnell in the chat room had to be somewhere in there. LTW says she had to be somewhere in there. A lot of these people were. A lot of people that you probably wouldn't even expect were probably there, right? Shout out to Caprice.
Certain BWs are suing to stop Hulu. However, the Luke tapes are still out there.
Oh, yeah.
I saw them in middle school. I'm 40 now.
Wow. Yeah. I spoke about one of the Luke tapes when this woman willingly got on stage and gave a man top, and she got paid for it. She wasn't for it. She was paid to do it. You know, you're going to see a lot of women getting into acts. That's why they want to sue, because their whole image is about to get flipped in reverse. Because you got a lot of people who are fake moralists. They got all these moral standards, and you know, really, it's mainly just fake. They were out here doing this, riding around, getting recorded. That's what was going on out here. I can't stand when people try to make themselves out to be like the victim in a situation, like they were manipulated. Now, are there things that went on at these Freakniks? Absolutely. But are they documented? We do have visuals of certain things, but what are the contexts of them? What are the contexts? Salute to everybody that's here. Salute to everybody that's here. Hold on, let's see. Should y'all get the lights up? Let's see. All right. Let's see. But I'll say this. I don't know if they're going to be successful in trying to stop this documentary, because if Hulu has signed off on it, there's really no way that you're going to be able to stop it. There's really no way. There's really no way you're going to be able to stop this, because they've already signed off on it. And because they've signed off on it, you're just not going to be able to stop it. I mean, you could try, but I think that it's, you know, you're fighting a losing battle there. Shout out to Swing Out.
Baptisms will go up after this.
Maybe. Maybe, you know, depends on if these people are actually religious, right?
I was in ATL from 93-2012 and grew up hearing the blame on BM, but this really going show what BM and BW were really on SMH.
Appreciate that, Zon. I hope it's more like a series instead of just one movie. The pastor of my former church preached heavily against Freaknik in the mid-1990s. He started preaching against sending church members, kids to college because of Freaknik. Well, he had the foresight, because he probably knew that it wouldn't turn out well. And look at what society has become. You can't even log on to Instagram, Facebook without a woman turned to the side showing you her ass. Right? They're so happy to show off their assets. They're proud to just show off their assets. It's like the only thing they have of value. That's the only thing they really take pride in. This is what has become of us in our society. Let's see. I wanted to let's see if I can find another. But yeah, but you know, we have become Freaknik. Our society has become Freaknik. You know what a woman's assets look like before you know what her face looks like. Shout out to Charles again. Appreciate it, man.
If that Hulu signed off on it, it's done. Open mouth smile, open mouth smile. Cause the people will see it for themselves.
Right.
Jeez.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it, man. They signed off on it unless you know that everything has cleared. Everything has cleared, man. They, you know, everything's a go. Let me go to this video by Shannon Sharp. He was speaking to Too Short. I'm going to put that on. He was speaking to Too Short on Club Shay Shay.
Come to Turbo.
Man, calling his podcast Club Shay Shay. Yeah, our society now, we've become Freaknik. Look how the women dress. Look how the women, you know, they don't care. They know. Okay, I'm gonna play this video of Too Short talking to Shannon Sharp, and they're talking about Freaknik. Get this video up. He talks about how 93 was a monster. Shout out to Caprice again. I'm just wondering how many babies came out of Freaknik and men lied to. Man, that's a whole nother subject that we can get into, man.
Because people have dreams and they sit around and they think of stuff, but they don't try it.
You know what
that is true. That is true. But that was his experience back in the, because Shannon Sharp said he went, I'm pretty sure a lot of those guys that was down there in Atlanta who either went to college down there, end up playing pro ball, you know, a lot of them ended up visiting or being a part of Freaknik. I just think that was a time in history that you probably won't see again. You won't see that type of time again. Like, you really won't. All right, I'm gonna take a few phone calls. Take a few phone calls from the fam. Put the number in the chat room. Yeah. All right. All right. Take a few phone calls. So go ahead and let me know what y'all think on this topic. If you've been to Freaknik, call in if you've been to Freaknik. Call in if you've been to Freaknik before, call in. You know, male or female, if you're a woman, you're a man, you know, if you've been there, you want to call in, call in. Yo, what's up?
What's up, Jay?
What's going on, man?
I just want to be brief, and I'm gonna let you know like how a lot of this spring break stuff, like Freaknik, started.
Okay.
Like back in the day, like all the black college students used to want to go to Daytona and Cancun like the white college kids did.
Yeah.
But like all the hotel rooms and all that stuff, and that's what everything MTV will promote on like MTV was like Cancun, Daytona. And you used to watch them shows, you see like 1 or 2, 3 little black people in the background. And what promoters started to do is they realized, okay, like a city like Atlanta, they got all them HBCUs. And them kids that go to Spelman and Tuskegee, they're not like underprivileged black kids. Their parents got money, you know?
Yeah.
And so they decided to take advantage of that. And the reason it blew up, I know this from my experience, they got a lot of black people that like never really like been around other black people. They might go to school in Connecticut, Arizona, Alaska. And like at these black events, I met girls from all these states. Well, you don't even think there's black people at like talking about.
Okay.
And like I used to go to Miami for Memorial Day.
Yeah.
And like the first time I went 3 times. The first time I went, the police presence was like massive.
I would assume so. You know.
Yeah, I had a drink in my hand, and I was talking to a girl. We had a restaurant, like a hotel restaurant. She's at another hotel restaurant. I take my drink, going over to talk to her, and a cop tells me, like, if you leave this little area with that drink, you're going to get arrested.
Wow.
And, yeah, I'm used to being in New Orleans and all that, where you could just do that, and it's no big deal.
Yeah.
But, like, I know why it was like that, though, because the first time I went, you saw everybody. You saw rappers walking around with no security. I saw, like, Juvenile. I saw Redman. I saw Jackie O. I saw Trick Daddy. Just walking around with no... And NBA players. Gilbert Arenas. Like, all kinds of NBA players was out there, you know. And, like... And I see why the police presence was like that.
Yeah, they were there for them.
It's like, I even saw the dude from Iron Man at a pizza. He on the black side of the beach. White people still had another section of South Beach. He on the black side at a pizza stand at like 2 a.m, getting a slice of pizza.
Really?
They like, oh, that's Robert. Yeah, I'm like, that's. They was like, oh, this back when he was still on drugs and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Before he cleaned up and became Iron Man. Yeah, so they like, oh, that's Robert Downey Jr. I recognize his face, but like I didn't recognize his name. But like, second time I went, it was cool. The third time I went, like all the hood people it took over. No police presence. I don't know if you know about like South Florida, but like the cool thing to them is like ride around with these giant ties with these giant ribs on them. Like all them dudes that took over the beach. So they see women walking around, going to the beach in their little bikinis or whatever. They just straight up groping them, you know, grabbing them, you know, strong. And they got white people like driving around because they looking at it like it's a circus show, just laughing and all that.
Well, of course
and, like,
they
that
will.
made me realize like black spring breakers, they don't need to go to Miami no more.
I think it's a little too late for that. It's a little too late for that. That's their main place to go.
No, they need another place to go because they're not keeping them safe, and a lot of that has to do with the low. Because like a lot of them college kids, they flying in. They ain't bringing guns and all that with them. You know what I'm saying? Miami is a far drive. Even you in South Carolina, right?
Yeah.
That's a long drive from you, bro. I'm in Louisiana. That's a long drive for me. Like Florida as a state, but like going to the bottom of Florida, that's a long drive. So most of these people are flying in. So they ain't the ones bringing the gun. And the difference between a state like Louisiana I straight up asked the bartender in Louisiana one time, like, you don't like it when all these black people come in? She was like, yeah. Like for like Bayou Classic Weekend, Jazz Fest, Essence Fest. Cause like pretty much in New Orleans, once Mardi Gras gone, they got them like random tourists that just come to go to New Orleans. But like most of the big money comes from black people. But like black college kids, they don't need to go to. They don't appreciate your money. They're not keeping you safe, bro.
Okay, hey, bro, I appreciate it. I'm gonna get some more of these calls, man. All right, but I appreciate you calling in.
I appreciate you, guys.
All right. Yo, you live? What's going on?
Oh,
yeah, what's going on, man?
Yes, sir. Oh, brother Jada. Oh, this the big D. I didn't know if Drunk Man was still on the phone, boy.
Nah, man, come on, man. Nah, man, it's a caller, man.
Yes. Oh, yes, sir, brother, man. With the Deacon, I see y'all talking about the old Freaknik, man.
Yeah, yes, man. Have you ever been to one?
Oh, the Deacon, they put the freak in the neek with the Deacon. I was the 90s, 80s. I'm 78, baby. Yes, sir. Oh, yes. Man, we used to have a kid play OIA flat top. The Deacon had the big slick rig. It was fake big chains, but you try not to wear it when the sun come out. You got to make sure you got on 3 T-shirts because it'll bleed the green on your neck. If you know. Yes, sir, brother. But then we spray painted it gold again. But yes, brother. And we had Black Beach Week. See, Jada Black, this time of the year, the big Deacon loves spring break. Oh, that's when the whole...
Okay.
Yes, sir. We had the Sarasota Easter Parade. You know, the Deacon booty shake. Yes, sir, brother, back in the 90s, because I had to find my way, brother. We had the good football players. And so the Deacon said he went to a house party, and he learned how to cut and two-step. And boy, Jada Black, we had that Sarasota parade before all the killing and fighting. Now, brother, you know, you can't go nowhere with no Negro. Now, I'm scared to go to the bowling alley. You get, yes, sir. I'm telling you, brother. But boy, the Deacon, brother, we did the Hully Gully. We did the big head bouncer. What's up? What's up? See, now y'all snap buckaroos. Y'all go to the club to look at each other. Y'all will live right by each other and fight instead of just going and enjoying yourself with these females. Yes, sir, brother. But brother, we moved, brother. We got it. We danced so hard we had the flies and we got musty. Even the females stank, you know, brother. But boy, we had a good old time. But brother, Black Beach Week in Daytona, after we left the Easter Parade, we slid to Daytona from Sarasota and Florida now. I heard the dude say something about Florida. Oh, we had the cars, brother. We had the Rent-A-Center speakers in the two-door Oldsmobile, brother. Your rims look better than your ugly ass car, and your speakers were loud, brother. We had the big house speakers from that Rent-A-Center. Oh, brother, yes, sir. And when we rented them, they never come back to the store. So if you know what I mean with that, brother. But yes, that's a whole nother story. Yes, sir. And we had the big white walls. Brother, us Floridians, see, you got the Haitians, all of us got oily skin. That's why a lot of our face bad. We ain't got white 100 bumps. But brother, it's ugly now. It's almost there. But brother, boy, we went to Daytona. We spent money. We ate that good Negro chicken. Oh, yeah, and the girl looked good. Yes, sir, brother. And that was back then when we loved the sisters. But now, brother, I'm scared. Golly. Brother, I hope the Philippines. Yes, sir, brother. They need to have a Philippine week, Daytona Beach or something, brother, because the Deacon got to get the hell out of these United States. Brother, Jada Black, a female went to the commode with me and used the urinal. I got the hell out the bathroom.
Oh, boy.
But, brother, I'm telling you. And then after we did Black Beach Week, we went to Freaknik. So, brother, you had to have all the money for all those occasions, brother. And don't let these chicks fool you. See, a lot of females hide behind Christian religion, Tekashi 6ix9ine wigs, and that CNA job. But, boy, they had their legs in the building, up in the house. A lot of you kids were made, a lot of these young snappers, y'all out of your mamas, brother. I swear to God, they was behind the club now. See, we had lust babies. That's why the mama treat the babies so bad, because she was lust and she ain't have no love for them. Yes, sir, brother. She got on that Jack Daniels. These Patron shot babies. Yes, sir, brother. And we smoked that good marijuana, brother. Oh, we did, Jada Black. Yes, sir. But now, brother, things done changed now.
Yeah, they have.
Brother, Yes, sir, brother. The Freaknik now, the LGBT, I'm scared to go and see what we don't need to see. Oh, God, no. Brother, I seen a woman with a, boy, her Adam's apple was so big, Jada Black, I swear to God, I see her Adam's apple was bigger than that baseball Megan Thee Stallion threw in Texas, brother. I said, Lord, Hammer, what Joe Biden them doing to all these men and strong-ass women, man? And brother Megan too, I saw her shake her booty on that field, bro. Her booty did look good. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Well, brother Freaknik, nobody got killed. Jada Black, we had a good time. People were calm. Well, some went bad, but just pray the bleach and the witch hazel kill AIDS. But anyway, brother, yes, sir. We still had a good old time out there, brother.
Well, that's good.
Nobody got shot.
Well, that's good to know, man. Hey, man, I'm going to get to some more of these callers tonight, man. But thank you for calling in, all right?
Yes, sir. Tenfold.
All right. All right. All right, the line's open. There's a lot of people that wants to call in, so I got to be courteous to the other callers, man. But I appreciate y'all calling in. Hold on. Yo, what's going on?
What's up, old friend? How you been?
I'm doing good, man. What's going on with you?
You got some entertaining callers so far. I'm not gonna be as long-winded as them, though.
Okay.
Yeah, man. This whole Freaknik thing, another lesson in image, ain't it, old friend? This shit is another lesson in image, man. We try to tell these people. We've been telling them for years, man. Like, you can't keep talking about the image of black people, this, the image of black people, that, how it gets painted by the media. But as we're gonna see in this video, man, black folks did a pretty damn good job with that themselves, messing up our image.
Yeah.
But
yeah, the Freaknik is not gonna do anything more to the image that hasn't already been done.
Exactly. And the biggest, the women, in my opinion, they already know who they are. They already know what their image is. But the people who I think are hurt the most is these simps, who we warned them for years not to marry this woman, but they don't listen. A hard head makes a soft ass. But I'm gonna leave you with this, man. I mean, there's nothing wrong with being born. There's nothing wrong with being born, and there's nothing lame about living a modest life, man. I know plenty of people. Actually, most people I know who live modest lives are pretty cool and got a lot going on for themselves. But hey, you try telling black folks all these past decades the importance of humility and the importance of purity, but I guess you don't learn till you learn, right, Jay?
Right. Life experiences.
But yeah, man, I won't be on here too long, man. I'm about to call it tonight. Great stream as always, bro.
All right, man. Thank you for the call and appreciate it, man.
All right.
All right, man. All right, the line's open. Listen, life experiences happen. That's why I'm not here to judge what people did in their past, but the overreaction is what I'm judging. The live with Jada Black. What's going on?
Hey, what's up, Jay? This 92 Dolo out of Texas. I was living in Florida. How you doing, brother?
I'm good, man. What's up?
Oh, not much, man. I was gonna say, I was living in Daytona Beach, Florida, and going to Bethune-Cookman, and
okay,
I experienced I experienced the Black College reunion, and see, back then in like 92, 93, 94, 95, see, it was really, for the alumni Black college, HBCUs, and it's for the current college kids. But the doughboys, the D-boys, and everybody, and the hood dudes, and the regular working guys, everybody would, bum rush the place. So,
right.
You had to head out. So, we was up there, my friends, we had borrowed cars from like their uncles, and we was in the Jaguars, and we felt like we were somebody. We had our flat tops and like, hey, we started this stuff, you know what I mean? We started with everybody wearing these days. Yeah, but I'm saying, but Freaknik, like say, we would party in Black College reunion, then we would go to Freaknik, and like I say, it was some guy. Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you, Jay. Those females were it was some easy pickings back then. I'm not gonna even lie to you. You just had to appear like you had something going on. You didn't really have to have anything back then. So you didn't have to buy women's attention or buy their time. You know, they just want to hang out. You know, now now like Deacon Weasel and other people were saying, you had a group of guys that were too aggressive. Yeah, and then you had some guys that were too violent. You know what I mean? And and like say that's why I believe with the Freaknik and the Kappa Beach Party and all these different events, I feel like we were being our brethren and sister and self and turning up too much, and and the other side didn't really like that because in Daytona Beach they used to have like the blue people, I call them blue people, but they used to party when their spring break came. They used to jump from hotels, commit suicide and throw bottles, do everything. But it wasn't. You have to go back and look at your history, see how they used to party in Daytona. But they didn't really publicize that like that. They tried to keep that on the hush. But when we came, we're the worst people ever. We were rough.
I remember stories from years back when Dak Prescott was in college. Him and his brother got jumped out there in Daytona.
I heard, I remember that. I wouldn't live in there then, but hey, and that's what I'm saying. That type of stuff occurred too. You know what I mean? But like I say, Jay, appreciate your show. Been subscribed to you for years. Man, keep doing your thing, and this Freaknik is gonna expose a lot of stuff that people didn't know about. But thanks a lot, bro. Yeah, thanks a lot, brother. Y'all have a great day, guys.
All right, man. Bye. Appreciate it, man. Thanks for the call too. All right.
Okay, bye.
All right.
All
right. Shout out to them. Yeah, Freaknik is gonna. That's why they don't want it out. They're trying to do everything they can to stop it from coming out, but you're not gonna be able to stop it. If Netflix is like cleared for it, that mean they've already seen it. They already know what's gonna be in it, and they're like, okay, cool. Yeah, y'all didn't hear about Dak getting jumped out because he got hit over the head with a bottle, man. It was a video clip. This was right before I believe this was when he was in college. He hadn't got drafted yet. He was still at Mississippi State. I think they went out there to Daytona Beach, him and his brother. And they got in a fight. And so he got hit over the head with a bottle. You're live with Jada Black. What's going on?
Hey, Daisy.
What's good, Daisy?
What's good?
Well, it's been a minute.
It's been a minute, but I finally caught it live. Hey, but I just wanted to say, it's funny how these hoes want to get up in arms about some real shit that happened in Freaknik, about how these women were really conducting themselves, but they champion Krishan Rock all motherfucking day, a large majority of them. And the reason for that is because a lot of them hoes are just like her. You get me? So I'm so tired of the selectiveness with the cancel culture.
Right.
They'll let a bitch drink and smoke pregnant and lose teeth and not give that bitch money and not cancel her for shit. And because they're just like that in their motherfucking relationships.
Well, that's why that's why you see the people make excuses for people like a Krishan Rock, and because they were her years ago. You know what I'm saying?
Or they're still her right now.
I
have friends that whenever like you hear about domestic violence from like a woman, they champion that. They love it. It makes them excited because that's their goals. So that's why this whole tide is turning now. This shit is getting old already. Do you feel me? The hypocrisy, like the degeneracy that's come from it, it's getting old now. The tide is turning. That's why all these hoes are taking their weaves and their wigs out and getting their lip fillers dissolved and getting their ass dissolved. It's getting old now.
Well, we've become, and I said it a little bit earlier, we've become Freaknik culture. I mean, it's everywhere now. It's what used to be done just at that time period is everywhere now. We've been over sexualized to the point to where it's normal. Like there was this dude that shared a video of this bigger woman wearing what looked like to be booty shorts, but they look like underwear on her. And she's at a grocery store walking through a parking lot that way. And it's like they're normalizing.
Well, these are the daughters of the women that attended Freaknik.
Right. Yeah. These are. I wonder where they learned it from, right?
Exactly. That's why they're up in arms about it. That's the generational trauma playing itself out.
Yeah. That's why I say these
All
women.
right, well, thank you, Jay.
Okay. All right. Appreciate the call, Daisy. All right.
Yeah, sorry. I want to get off the line for other callers.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks for the call, then. All right.
All right, peace.
Peace. Shout out to Daisy, moderator, member. But now y'all see where they learned this behavior from, Now you see why everybody's so overly sexualized. And they claim it's the men sexualizing the women. Yeah, Freaknik. Yeah, it's become Freaknik. No, I would not want to be a part of no Freaknik 2023 in Atlanta. Because it's going to be nothing but rainbows. You know what I'm saying? Pride flags. That's all you're going to see is rainbows, pride flags, and males claiming to be women. You're going to see a bunch of Dylan Mulvaney's. What his name is? Mulvaney's. That's all you're going to see in Atlanta Freaknik. You're live with Jay Black. What's going on?
What's good, Jay Black? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, man.
Yeah, man. I saw some briefly on my feed on Facebook, and I came across your live stream, Jay.
Okay.
And I did not know they were actually coming out with a documentary. I've been hearing about Freaknik.
Yeah, it's trending everywhere, man.
I mean, for like recently.
Uh-huh.
Go ahead. Sorry. Go
ahead. Yeah, it's trending especially all over Twitter, man. I don't know about Facebook, but Twitter's definitely trending.
Well, Twitter there's no holds barred. It's very uncensored now because who runs Twitter now? They you can put out anything now, and they won't do much to your account. So, and that's where you want to be at anyway on Twitter, especially because that's where the information really people want to know what's going on. They go straight to Twitter.
Mm-hmm. And a lot of websites have written about it as well. Like this thing is a solid. Like Hulu was already signed off, and they sending out. I guess they send out releases to everybody. Listen, we're gonna do this documentary, and this is what's gonna be in it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought the documentary was complete, and they're about to release it.
They are about to release it. They just haven't given it a date yet, but they probably have already seen it and put it together. It's just about when they're gonna release it, and they just want to They want the information to be out here, so people know it's coming out. So they give people a chance to sign up to the platform.
Well, let's be honest, bro.
Mm-hmm.
How much you think this is projecting for Netflix, right? Because Netflix can release it, right?
No, Hulu's doing it. I mean, it just depends on people already signed up to Hulu or people who may be curious as to what's in it.
Yeah, that's gonna be huge.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yo, they're gonna make some money.
That's why they do it. Why you think they? Because you look at what Hulu puts up. They put up a lot of different. They put up a lot of I won't say family friendly, but they don't go to that depth. Now they do documentary like crime documentaries. They do those.
Mm-hmm.
So they did one on Tekashi, I think last year. So they're not afraid to go into different areas, and maybe they feel like this could push the envelope because they compete with Netflix. You know what I'm saying?
But Netflix right now, as I look at any other streaming service, if I really Google it and say which one's the top, I would say Hulu's number one right now up there.
No, they're not. But they're not. But they are more versatile than Netflix.
Okay.
They have, especially with the content that they put out, they're more versatile. They're putting out a lot of like TV shows and movies, documentaries, even live shows. I think they do some live programming too, I think. But you have to pay extra for that. Mm. Like you have to pay like $60, $70 a month, or $60 a month, something like that, to get their live programming. But they're more versatile than Netflix. Netflix is number one, I think, because they were like the first to really
streaming service.
Yeah, they were like the first main one.
Oh, okay.
And now Amazon Prime is right there too, because they have football now. They got documents as well, but they have like Thursday night football now. So they're considered to be top tier too. But Hulu's in that conversation.
Okay. Well, this is like anything, needed opportunity to put out some content. Now, let's be honest with Black women.
Mm-hmm.
Regardless how they feel or think, and I'm not sure when it first started because I gotta really do research. I think George Macon did talk about Freak Night on his channel multiple times. I think he might cover more in detail because he's a certain generation that was a part of it.
Okay.
You get me?
Okay.
And I'm looking forward to hearing from his aspect, because when this thing's being put out, this is something to talk about, because he said that your mama was a hoe, she was this and that, and it's laughing. But now you're gonna see it in full display,
right? And
remember,
some grannies too. Now you got some grannies that was too, grandfathers as well. You're gonna see some gray bearded people there too. So
yeah, you're gonna see it all. And let's be honest, if women don't like the truth about this thing, they need to get some soul searching, because we should understand a lot of things of our past, that the stories they tell. Now we don't go by what is said, we go by what we could see.
Right.
That's the best form of propaganda known to man. And if you don't see it, you will never understand what it really was like, personally.
Right.
If you see them women that ghetto, you see the whole nicks and nags. You know, it's just like, I don't know if I can say girls gone wild for Negroes, but it's somewhere close in that fashion. I could be wrong, but
yeah, but that was more corporate, because it was a company. Like Netflix, not Netflix, but Freaknik was never really incorporated. Like there was nobody like owning and controlling the footage or anything like it was with Girls Gone Wild. So yeah.
Okay. Well, like I said, when there's an actual release date, there should be a follow through after enough of us watch it.
It's going to be, because they're going to have to drop a trailer. They're going to have to drop a trailer, you know, and then we'll get a peek at what's going on there, you know.
Okay. Well, I mean, I'm gonna sit back and see what happens. I project by no greater than maybe June. I could say maybe. I would give him an extra month. No sooner than June.
It'll probably be soon. Maybe something for the summer. I can see that.
I like I said, if it's June, it will be no greater before the summertime starts, like the 20th, 21st. You get me? To start off the real summer of 2023. Like I said, can't wait. But thank you for having me on. Jaye Black, you know this is Chaos Reign.
All right, Chaos. Well, I appreciate you calling in, bro.
All right, respect.
All right, man. Shout out to Chaos for calling now. All right, this is it. Yo, you live with Jaye Black. What's going on?
Yo, this young Telly E50. I'm a Freaknik veteran. 94, 95, and 96.
Okay.
And I'm just tell you the truth, bro. Yeah, I went 3 years ago. I got a different angle about this.
Okay.
Because I was in college going down to FAM. I'm from Florida.
Okay.
So when I first went to Freaknik, my first year, I was 17. I was just coming out of high school.
Okay.
So I go up there. So it wasn't no hotel. I didn't have to stay in a hotel because I got a bunch of family in Atlanta. So all my cousins from Florida, we go up there and, stay with family and, bring out the rides and all that good stuff. And, every year it got bigger and bigger and bigger. But the first year I went, it wasn't no police presence like that. Like we were just like off the chain. Everybody's running around, girls doing whatever, you feel me? Drinking, all of that. So, the first year, it wasn't nothing like the first year. Everybody got them a piece of tail or whatever. That next year, my cousin them stepped the game up. We had some better rides.
Okay.
We went all packed up in a car. So then, the level of the ladies started, getting better and better. But it started coming up with the violence. Then, the criminal element started coming. And like by 96, man, the boys had to strip the whole mall.
Wow.
Like they had, had to got and like you could just see, like it just, it was so, it's like undescribable because you'll never see that many black people in one area in a city that big, like and to where the whole place shut down. You talk about the freeway. Yeah. You can't move on the freeway. You just jump out the car and start walking, talking.
You probably won't see that again. You probably won't see something like that again.
You'll never see, because Atlanta will never let nobody do that again. Because I mean, literally, if the trucking industry or anything want to move or anything or anybody, it was nothing. It was like you ain't finna deliver nothing else. You ain't finna conduct no business. It's you might as well shut down your store. If you do have your store open, I mean, it's just too many people in the street. Like it was just really that. And then, they said, they have concert. We never seen we didn't go to watch no stars or nothing like that. You just go out in the street and, you could go to the park at a store. It's a party. You go down the street a little bit. It's a party. You go down the street. It's a party. It's a party. It was a party everywhere that you could possibly look your eyes on. You can. I'm saying something. Whatever they put out on the Hulu, they could never possibly. If they just cover 1 year of it, they could never possibly. They would have to actually make this a whole series, but they wouldn't do that because literally, they could not. You could not do nothing in Atlanta when Freaknik got there. You couldn't. It wasn't doing nothing because the city was ours. They'll never let no black people just take over a town, just your major area, and just take the whole town over. Where people be like, man, I might as well shut this shit down because I ain't, you know, shit. It's 1,000 people in you, so if somebody like you've had like the car shows and stuff like that going on, but you really couldn't get to them because like by 5 o'clock, like, it ain't nothing. Hey, the streets are full, packed, capacity. It's a permanent traffic jam everywhere you went. It was nothing you could do. And then they started trying to the police the next year, that 95, they started trying to put barriers on in the street and let you walk in the street and stuff like that. So they started trying to move people to certain parts of the city. They tried to start cordon off the downtown. Well, that shit was like by 96, they was like, man, y'all niggas got to get the hell out of here.
They caught on to it. They caught on to
it. But they was like, nah, these niggas ain't gonna. Cause they was saying, I mean, like 96, they told that bitch up. I ain't gonna lie, niggas went crazy. We told that, like, they literally told the whole place, like, when you talking about they stripped the whole mall, everything in there, like, you know, when you talking about they got to lock people up at the airport, they everybody's jailing, And see, they can't. That's like the dark side of it. It started off as fun for the you know, college kids and just like kids coming for spring break, but then it turned into shit. People say, "Hey man, this dude's up here with money." You feel me? It's gonna be So it's just started it spiraled into something that nobody will want your whole city just get shut down for a weekend, and then they say like $20 million worth of damages happened. Like, nah, nigga, y'all niggas got to go. Y'all can't wreck the city like that, and then you just shut down a whole commerce. Just ain't no trucks, ain't nothing moving. You don't have no load, or don't come to Atlanta do no business because Freaknik in town. You might as well just wait to Freaknik over, and then you could do your thing. But it was anybody like that's on them tapes, like open air strip club. It was like open air, like that's like when I first, I was just like 18, 19. Like it'd be a girl standing on top of a guy's car, stripping and getting tips
outside in front of everybody.
Outside, that's why I can do glad to go at the gas station. Like for real, it was just like they'd have on their uniform, like, well, hey, y'all still getting that money, dudes would be running up, throwing outside, literally outside. It wasn't, man, like you be walking up and down the street with a liquor in your hand, cup, this girl jumping out of cars, like the girls from Alabama, you would know like which city these girls was from or which state they was from, because they would be like the wildest ones because they had never been nowhere.
Right.
Never like the dudes, like people that like from the backwoods somewhere, they ain't never been nowhere, no scene like that. They would be buck wild out there. They would, people run up and down the street. We used to do like back in them days, like so it'd be a group of girls in a car. And they'll see it. They'll choose up like right there on the spot. Hey, come to the hotel. Come on.
Damn.
So it's probably a lot of people. Yeah,
that's what this documentary might show some of that. That's why some people, feeling some type of way.
Yeah, especially some of the choosing, like they was doing some instant type choosing back then. Like it wasn't even, you didn't even have to say your name. You was out of town. You think they looked good. You had on some nice clean clothes, whatever. You had a couple posts, you feel me? You look fresh. Come on, So of course it's gonna be somebody gonna be like, because they're gonna be like, damn, mama, you was that easy? Mom, you was that easy?
Yeah, I'm telling you, man.
You know that nigga name?
Man,
that nigga look just like me. You talking about my daddy dead? That nigga the Freaknik nigga, my daddy. Wow. Yeah, that's why it's gonna be a lot of because there's gonna be a lot of stories, a lot of truth. It's gonna be revealed on a lot of people. You know, they might be at bougie, might be somebody up high, you know, and they're gonna be like, damn, that was you at 20. You was doing it like that. You was going behind the building sucking on the road. Oh man, you was for real. You was doing it. Oh, you was tricking. Oh man, on the weekend. Like that, they ain't even have to say you jumped in the dude's car. And it was like 5 of them because they had some money. You can't say if you get ran a trade off. Oh man, come on,
man.
That's what's gonna come out because it was just like that. It was like a free for all. Like it really was a free for all. It was just like it was just that bad. Until 96, they was like, you know, it just started dying down because they was like, man, we didn't let these niggas come to the city. Like they would have towed down Atlanta. They would have kept doing that. Atlanta would have been destroyed.
And I could see why they couldn't wait to like do away with it completely.
Man, that not only was they tearing up stuff, but they was like the city was like losing money because you can't even come to Atlanta. For 3 days, you can't come. Don't even come. Just whatever you're doing, and if you stay there, don't go outside. You're gonna be tricked. You get what you need to get Thursday.
Right.
Because if you try to go somewhere Friday, oh, brother, the streets is locked down, but you ain't getting nowhere. It's gonna take you an hour to get down to the gas station from your house. Yeah. If you leave your neighborhood and you get on the freeway, bro, that's over with. The freeway standing, people running around outside the car, talking to girls, drinking, smoking, passing blunts. They was doing it all. I kid you not. It was. If it'll never happen again because it probably shouldn't. You know,
that is true, man. It probably just imagine it happening now with all you see on social media. Like, you know how turned up that's gonna be.
I'm gonna tell you something. If they had smartphones, they had the small. We had the small video cameras. My cousin, he still probably got that VHS. It's the little small ones before they came. It's like the transition to the smaller little cassette tapes. But when the video cameras, that's when those came out. And when they transitioned to those, you know, that was. But if we had smartphones then, that documentary would be way worse.
That's why I don't think it's gonna be it's gonna be bad, but man, it would be worse if there was like more footage, like people like had their own phone, they could record things themselves.
We got that. We got that. We got that.
Man.
We got.
Y'all got archives. You got archives.
Yeah, man. So my cousin at times he had got a big Suburban show truck, and he had that camera. We recorded some action.
Man, you probably got somebody's wife on camera, man.
Man, there's a lot of wives and aunties and some people, grandma. Yes. I'm telling you, it was a lot of alcohol and a lot of smoking that was going on during those times. So it's just like, you know, everybody was young and kind of, I say a lot of people was naive and green back then too. So they had not really experienced life. So when they kind of got from around their mama and they was kind of going extra.
I still wonder why the Hulu said, we gon' put this in their face.
Because they know they had to go back
open
to school
mouth smile,
back,
open mouth smile.
But they went extra all the way out. So, you know, it's definitely some damaging material out there. I don't know how much Hulu can compile.
Yeah.
I mean, they got a big budget.
I think they're gonna keep it as tame as they can. I think they might try to keep it as tame as they can.
Jay, I don't think you can keep. I'm telling you, from what I've physically experienced, you really can't keep that tame. Because I mean, you're talking about a 6-lane freeway jam packed to pack with people running from car to car. Like you can't. Like hour and a half, you know, you might go a mile or two. Like the open air, the open strip, open area party. I don't even know, like I said, we never got to any events. the event was at the gas station or down the street or wherever you could get to, but you would probably burn out a tank of gas. You could never do that now because like it'd be over with the first hour. People would probably burn out the gas in their cars and be stuck somewhere, which was happening. People was driving, people run out of gas and they have to push the car, help guys push the cars into a gas station or something, put more gas in it. Then they just stop and just party up. I mean, that's how real it was. It's just like I say, it'll never happen again, and I can't wait till it come out so I can have.
Me neither. I can't listen. I will do a review when it comes out because I want to see how far they gonna go. They need to make it as goddamn serious. I want to see how far they gonna go. Though.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you. So that's how I went 3 years in a row. Because I mean, it went to make it so much. Because you can make money at Freaknik too if you sold shirts and stuff. I wish I still had one of them. I used to get the shirts every year. If I've been out there, I get a little Freaknik shirt and wear it like the next day, stuff like that. People start getting their money out of the Freaknik too now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they start selling shirts that hats with Freakniks on it, and you go out there and get you one of the shirts and the hats. And, hey, but it got to a point to where it was just a little bit over. How we do, we get a little bit overzealous and we went a little bit too far with it, and they had to shut it down. I wouldn't suggest them ever bringing it back because of how the culture is now anyway.
Yeah.
But it was a good time, and I can't wait till the Hulu thing come out. I'm finna go watch it. I'm gonna have me some good laughs.
Yeah, I can't wait either, man. But I appreciate you calling in, bro. I do, and sharing your experience, bro.
All right, appreciate it, bro.
All right, man. Shout out to the brother, man. Sharing his experience. I let the call go on because I wanted him to share his experience because I wanted somebody online that's actually been there, that's been in them trenches. You know what I'm saying? And he was in them trenches. And he provided some very good feedback. Very good feedback, man. And I see why there's a lot of women that don't want that documentary to drop because it's going to be highly embarrassing to whatever brand they may have. I think it's going to be highly embarrassing. And shout out to Charles with the super chat. Appreciate that, man. And also Deacon Weezo with the super chat. Other calls on. And shout out to everybody that super chatted tonight. But yeah, I just want to know how far they're gonna go. I want to know is Hulu really going to go there? I want to know, is Hulu really prepared to go there? Because, I think it could be very compelling. I think Hulu can make a lot of money from this if that's their goal, by really pushing the envelope and just putting the footage out there. So, all right, people, I appreciate y'all tuning in. Thank y'all for tuning in. Shout out to everybody that's here. Moderators, channel members, the people that donate tonight. Thank y'all, the callers. Thank y'all. It was a good show. This topic definitely will be revisited. Absolutely. Definitely revisit this topic. And we're going to see where this goes. Because I'm seeing certain narratives and things that they're trying to push. It'll be politically correct documentary, not accurate. See, that's the thing though. Like if you're gonna do a documentary on Freaknik and you're gonna have Jermaine Dupri, you're gonna have Luther Campbell, you're gonna have these people involved. Like, don't try to PG-13 it or rated R it. Make it TMA or TVMA, TV mature, whatever you have to give it. But don't water it down. That's the only thing. Like when you put it on Netflix, it may be watered down. But anyway, Hulu got retainers, lawyers, they good. Yeah, Hulu ain't worrying about that. But I appreciate y'all tuning in, man. Thank y'all for tuning in. Shout out to the moderators, channel members. Listen, join the channel. Join the channel. I appreciate people who support me on Patreon. I am putting up content there. I put up a video recently about Lizzo and the hypocrisy of fat shaming men. All right, because they tried to fat shame Raymond Felton. But we on it. All right, people, y'all take care and have a good rest of your night, I guess.